If you have a question for Chandler, go ahead and raise your hand. We'll get started. Go ahead, Chase.
Hey, Chandler. First of all, welcome to DC. What was your reaction to the trade when you heard that you'd be coming to the Wizards?
Initially, just a lot of emotions, whenever you move or you get traded, there's a bunch of things that go through your mind. Obviously, you don't have a whole lot of time to sit there. I had to start making my plans and reservations, the itinerary to head to Washington and get in, make those connections with the guys back in Chicago real quick, and then, change that energy and all that positive energy towards DC now.
And I understand, you've been working your way towards a return, but just where are you conditioning wise right now? Obviously having not played in a little while.
Yeah, I mean, my conditioning is great right now. Although I wasn't participating in games, I was working out multiple times a day, strength training 3 times a week. Just using a lot of that time to make sure I stayed in shape, because whenever that point in time came where I was going to return, I made sure that my body was going to be able to be ready. So there was a just quick transition, and I didn't have to make up anything from that moment on. So my conditioning right now is off the charts. I feel great.
Chris Miller.
Chandler, welcome to town. Are you expected to play tonight?
I had a conversation with Coach Brooks, and we just decided that since, for me, the plan to get back out here was to participate in a practice first, or in a practice type environment, that was what we were going to continue to do. Even though, now I'm in a new spot, it was still to get a practice at Chicago. So I'm going to plan on getting in a practice here tomorrow, and then let it rip from there, see how I feel, have another conversation with Coach Brooks, and then move from there. So although I am eager and fired up, I think I decided that it was best that I just stick with my plan and not to play tonight, and then practice tomorrow and then go from there.
Best of luck to you. Welcome to town.
Thank you.
Fred.
Hey, Chandler. Welcome. Was just wondering what you feel like you bring the Wizards.
A whole lot. A player like me, and I know what I'm capable of doing, the athleticism, the ability to guard the other team's best player, on the perimeter, 1 through 4, even 5, small ball. I pride myself defensively, especially. I play extremely hard, and I use my length, and I play passing lanes. And, that's something that Tommy Shepard had mentioned to me is something that was very vital in what he saw in me when he brought me in here. Defensively, they need a guy. And I know I can be that type of person, type of player. But also offensively, I think I'm an extremely underrated player offensively. I think with my last couple years in the league, opportunities mixed with injuries and just setbacks in general, I wasn't able to be my full self offensively. And I think there's a lot for me to look forward to in this system, an opportunity for me to show my athleticism running the floor, playing along guys, great players like Brad Beal and Russ that like to play fast, especially Russ getting it out and going, and me being able to, get out ahead of the pack and finish in transition, use my athleticism and, just be real versatile on the offensive side as well. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to get out there and show just what I can do.
And do you have relationships with any guys on the Wizards already that goes beyond the normal, just, haven't played against them?
So Rolo was my vet in Chicago my rookie year. So we have that connection, played with him, so I was looking forward to that once I heard the news. And me and Jerome were the same draft class, some of the older guys in the green room. So we chopped it up a little bit, got to know each other. Not a great, relationship, but still familiar with each other. And then, Brad Beal is actually part of my agency. We're both represented by Mark Bartelstein. And it doesn't really go further than that, but I'm sure that will be a key piece in our relationship moving forward.
Neil.
Hey, Chandler, welcome to DC. We saw that you were able to talk to Russ a little bit yesterday. I'm just curious what he was, expressing to you about maybe what your role will be here.
Yeah, we didn't really get into a role definition right away. It was more of an introduction. He was just wanted to take some time to introduce himself. And, for us to kind of just introduce ourselves And then he just mentioned that, you know, in the midst of all this, that we're going to figure it out, and he's glad to have us aboard. You know, and I just reassured him that he definitely got some good ones in me and Gaff that are excited. We bring a lot of energy, a lot of athleticism, you know, that Russ can relate to. Guys like him that can get up on the floor, you know, finish a head above the rim and things like that. So no in-depth conversations, but just, you know, some brief introduction, and just excited to move forward.
Christos.
Hello, Chandler. Hope you are doing well. What kind of luxury for you is to have two gifted teammates like Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook in your side?
I'm sorry, someone was talking in the back. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yes, all good.
Okay, I would like to ask you, what kind of luxury for you is to have two gifted teammates like Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook in the team?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've had some great teammates, you know, in Chicago, guys that have come in and left, and all relationships I value, especially playing with someone as elite as a guy like Zach LaVine, who was fortunate enough to make the All-Star and was deserving in that. But, you know, you come here now and you've got an MVP of the league that you can kind of learn for, you know, at the head of the snake, and then a perennial All-Star, two perennial All-Stars, but another perennial All-Star in Brad Beal, who, you know, is just well known around the league for his leadership qualities and the type of person he is. You know, it's exciting. It's exciting, and the list goes beyond this, just them two. You know, I'm a big fan of what is going on here and what I've been communicating with, you know, Tommy Shepard and Scott Brooks, of the plan and the energy with the coaching staff here. You know, it's just made everything for me just a smooth transition, and to just continue my excitement. You know, like the emotions that I have going towards being here. You know, mentally being in a place where I haven't been here at this part, you know, in peak physicality and mentally of my whole career, you know, so it's just a bunch of momentum for me, and I'm excited.
And what is your main expectation about the rest of the season?
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, what is your main expectation with the Wizards for the rest of the season?
I've got no expectations. You know, one thing that got me here was to not expect anything. You know, for me, I'm coming in here and I'm the knowledge of understanding that, you know, I've only played 7 games this year, you know, and I'm gonna have to work my way up from the bottom, and that's been my mindset, and part of the reason that got me to the NBA. You know, being from Boise State, I've always had a chip on my shoulder that I've had to prove myself. You know, first round picks coming out of the Mountain West Conference, especially Boise State, doesn't happen, but it happened for a reason, and that's because of my mindset, and I continue to carry that with me. So nothing's going to change me coming here. You know, I'm going to start from the bottom, build these relationships, start with my work ethic, you know, my morals of continuing to come in here to be coachable, you know, to have that responsibility, and whatever responsibility I'm given, to just try to embrace it and do it to the best of my ability. So no expectations. You know, I'm humbled and blessed to be here. I see this as a new beginning, something that's really exciting for me, that I'm going to take full advantage of whatever opportunity I'm given.
All right, we got time for a couple more here. Ava.
Hey, Chandler, nice to meet you. Nice to hear that your conditioning is good and everything. Just wondering what this year in general has been like with you. Obviously, we aren't sure why the playing time has gaps in it or anything. This year's been weird for everybody. I'm just kind of interested to hear what your perspective is on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a roller coaster of a year. You know, from coming down with COVID in the beginning of the season to that being a setback, and then kind of getting acclimated again and having to catch up. And then obviously me making the decision to step away from the basketball, you know, the game side of it for a little bit, to take care of some personal reasons. And for me, you know, that's something that I'm going to address, you know, when the time is right for me. With this transition, my main priority is to make sure that I'm good and I'm ready to go. And then, you know, when the time is right, to express, you know, what I want to about the time that I've missed, it'll happen, you know, and fill in those. I'll be more than happy to answer questions about all that stuff. But it was away from basketball, you know, it wasn't basketball related. And the biggest thing for me while the time that I've been out was, it wasn't a break for me. I was working just as hard, or if not harder, than any of the guys in the gym when I was in Chicago. Getting there early, staying there late, lifting 3-4 times a week, making sure that my body was ready, that when my, you know, the mental side of it caught up, that I was going to be ready to go. And now everything's just coming together, and I'm excited for these next, this next step in these next couple of days to really lock in and be able to attack this opportunity.
Awesome. Glad you're doing so well. And you spoke about just what you've kind of spoken about with Tommy Shepard and Scott Brooks. You said just kind of where this organization is headed. In terms of their long-term plans, or what they've shared with you, what kind of excites you about this organization, or where do you feel like you might fit into those long-term plans that they have said?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you said is the fit, with my ability and my athleticism defensively was an immediate need, so when you hear something that a team needs right away, and you're capable of doing that, then automatically, that's just positive energy and momentum. And for me, I want to accept any challenge they have for me at that role. And then, moving on towards the other things that maybe I'm working on or that I haven't shown yet, that's also there too. So for me to be able to know that what I can hang my hat on is something that they're looking for, that's just, like I said, it's all positive energy just towards making this transition easy. And for me, something to focus on right away, to not get caught in the role and this and that. If they need a guy defensively to come in and lock up and help them with length and athleticism, I'm the guy. So I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, Chandler.
All right, we'll finish up with Darnell.
Hey Chandler, good to see you, man.
What's up, man? Good to see a familiar face.
I know it's been a while since we talked to you here in Chicago. I'm glad to hear you're doing well.
Yeah, thank you.
My main question is, did you have any idea that this was coming? Did you get a sense that the Bulls were interested in making a deal for you? And did you know Washington was going to be the location?
No, I had no idea. I to my close ones that I talked to that morning, they're like, "Did you know?" Like what? I said, "No." I woke up that morning, I had breakfast, and I plan on coming to the gym, getting COVID tested, and then getting up some jumpers. And participating. That was an off day, but participating in practice the following day. And then getting to a place where I would be playing again. And then I get a call from my agent, obviously with the news and everything, and so. You flip the page, you take it in a little bit, you take a second, but then you move forward and you look at the opportunity ahead. And I had no inclination of anything where I was going until I heard where I was going. So, it all kind of comes at once, and you got to take it all. But I'm moving with it in stride and trying to adjust.
And one quick follow-up, Chandler. I want to respect your privacy to an answer you just gave before, but at the same time, have you decided on in what form you will address the absence? Have you settled on a way that you want to communicate that yet?
No, I haven't pinned it down to a specific outlet. Just with all this stuff going on, it's important for me to prioritize that. And then that wasn't my priority in these times when I was out. It was about handling my business. And right now there's a little bit more business for me to handle before I get to that step. But you can take it as you'll know, you'll have your answers, when I feel like the time is right. I promise you that, Darnell.
All right. Good luck, man. I hope you're well.
Thanks, bro.
All right, Chandler. Appreciate your time, man.
All good, fellas. Thank you.
All right, and Coach Brooks will be at the same link shortly, so everybody can just stay right here.
Hey, Scott. What Chandler just told us that he's not going to be playing tonight, that you guys are going to wait for a practice and then have him play. What is the plan with Gafford though?
We'll play. Not heavy minutes. He's been through, gave him some video stuff for him to watch the last few days, and we went over some stuff yesterday and then this morning and then again this afternoon. So he's going to be able to pick up some of the stuff. We'll keep it really simple. But yeah, he will play. I don't exactly know how many minutes, but that remains to be seen during the game. But Chandler definitely will not play. Don't know when he's going to be back. No rush. He hasn't practiced in a while, so we want to get some practices underneath our belt. And if we don't have a lot of practice time coming forward, but at least he's going to be able to be with our coaches and we can simulate some things that can, to help him along and help him. We want to make sure that he's ready and no rush.
And same starters?
No. Well, Brad is still game time, so we'll make that decision then. But if Brad does start, we're still going to change our starting lineup. Denny's going to go back into the starting lineup and replace Garrison.
Why that change?
A couple of different reasons. It really had nothing to do with Garrison. We haven't had trying to get some activation with Denny. I think it can help him. We need some better play out of him, and I think it can help him, play better for us. And then also just to make a change, we got to change things up. We haven't won enough games in the last since we've been back from the break, and hopefully this can give us a spark. I mean, even though I know the game was down to the wire last game, but we still didn't win, and it was a heartbreaking loss. But hopefully this can help us bounce back and bring the energy and just a different look. Garrison's still going to get opportunities, but he can give us a spark off the bench because our bench has been struggling. It's been struggling, coming in that late in that that first quarter, and hopefully this can help us improve that area.
Ava.
Scott, we just met Chandler for the first time. What were your first impressions meeting with him, getting to kind of tell him what you're looking for out of him?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what Tommy told me. He has all the intel on him and all the background stuff that we needed in order to make a trade that we felt comfortable with. Great kid, very excited about being here. Looking forward to coaching him. He's a young, developing athlete, and he can play above the rim. And he's, for a slender built guy, he could take some contact and fight through some physicality, and we like that. And like I said, he's had some good moments. He's had some tough times, but I think I'm looking forward to working with him and helping him along. I like his ability, and he thinks the game. Some of the film I was watching, some of the cuts that he was making, it was like impeccable timing. And a lot of times it takes time for the young players to. I'm sure it took him a couple of years to figure it out too, because he's in his third year. But cutting is important. We have two high-level playmakers, and we have to have right cuts at the right time. And I see that on the film that part of his game can help. And he's a developing shooter. Like I told him, we brought you here to defend and run the floor, finish around the rim, play with great positive energy, and cut. And shooting, we were going to continue to work on that, but I think his shot, I just saw it today or yesterday, and it looks pretty good.
And with not heavy minutes with Daniel, what are you looking to get from him tonight? Just kind of get him into the system, or are you hoping he's able to actually contribute some good stuff?
Yeah,
also?
We're going to keep it simple. I mean, it's like every NBA team. We got mid pick and rolls and side pick and rolls and a couple of different things and actions that he's picked up already. And I want him to play hard, and he's a lob threat. I mean, all three of our centers give us a little bit a different look. I kind of like that. I'm sure they're all going to get opportunities to play. He definitely gives us something that we haven't had here since I've been here. A guy that can catch above the rim and can catch lobs and offensive putback dunks. So those are obviously high percentage plays, and we have some playmakers that can create those tough decisions that the big's going to have to think about. And he gets out of screens really quick. And then protect the paint, uses quickness, uses ability to go vertical and rebound the basketball.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Neil?
Scott, last game, Rui seemed to have it going pretty well. Is there a way that you guys, can make concerted efforts to get him more opportunities, or is it more or less just what comes in the flow of the offense?
Well, I mean, we've made an effort to get him more opportunities, and he's taken advantage of it. But it's also, I think he's also learning to put himself in those situations where he gets more opportunities. You can run plays and this and that. Teams are going to take away the first options. They might take away the second option. When they do that, then you got to play with your instincts and your IQ. And I think that's an area that he's figuring it out. And like a lot of young players, it takes time. And I'm patient with our young players. And I know I wanted it just like everybody else wants it quickly and now, but you still got to be patient. But the game is slowing down for him. Like I said many times now, he just finished his rookie year with 80 something games under his belt now. But I think he has the ability we got to figure out how we can get him involved, late games. But a lot of teams are in the same position. A lot of times your two best players create a lot of opportunities, but we definitely, I got to figure out ways that he can get a few more touches down the last, 5 minutes of a game.
Chase?
Hey, Scott, just wondering how long has Brad been dealing with the foot soreness, and was it one of those things where you can pinpoint it to when he actually sustained the injury?
Yeah, I think the one play down the stretch with Hampton, and I think he fouled, and I think he landed on it awkward. I think that's what the play he was talking about. Like I said, he's questionable. Don't know if he's going to play. But Brad is one, he's tough as nails. And he loves to play. So he's always very, very upfront with me about how he feels. And I'm the same way. If it's him and Han and he thinks it's not, I don't want to put him out there, and he knows that, but he knows we have a good enough respect on the game that he knows if he can play, he's going to be out there fighting with our guys, and that's what he loves to do.
Darnell?
Hey, Scott, good to
With
see
the
you.
Bulls tonight?
No, hope you and yours are well. I wanted to know about Troy, and just kind of what Chicago is getting in him, and what you think he can do to resurrect his career now with the Bulls.
Well, they're getting a great person. Got a lot of respect for him, like everybody in our organization has. And he's a young developing player. We've had some tough decisions to make with Denny and playing that same position. And then Garrison came in, so he lost his opportunities to get consistent minutes, but he works and he's going to continue to work, and I wish him success. He's a good rebounder, good defender. His shot is developing. His decision making is the same way, but he's a young developing player, and that he needed more opportunities. And like I said, with Denny and some of our guys, there was not a lot of opportunities for him, but I wish him nothing but the best. Like I said, he's a great kid, great person. He represented our organization well on and off the court.
And then as a quick follow-up, Scott, with Daniel Gafford, does he sort of remind you of another young big that you had in OKC and Serge Ibaka? I mean, I remember when you used to kind of really just instill in him to rebound and run the floor, keep it simple. Do you want to kind of take that same approach with Dan?
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of similarities. athletic guy that can run the floor, can catch lobs and finish around the rim. Think he can block some shots. I know I'm going to give him the confidence that he needs. Our guys are excited to have him. He's playing with two high-level guards. I think it's great. I can, with Serge, I always had to give him the visuals to communicate with him his first year because he didn't speak a lot of English. Jump high, high, run fast, rebound the ball. But now with Gaff, I think with him and I, just what a great kid. I mean, just talking to him, he's happy to be here. He knows we are happy to have him. He's a bouncy guy that can, like I said, he can jump. You can make some bad passes, and I think he can catch some of those lobs, and that's how high he jumps. He's a lot. Yeah, you're right. He's a lot like Serge's ability to catch lobs around the rim.
Well, thank you, Scott. Good luck the rest of the way, man.
All right. Good seeing you. Hope you're all well.
You too.
Take the last question from Christos.
Hello, coach. Hope you are doing well. How different will gonna be the look and the dynamic of your team on the court with Gafford and Hutchison on the court?
Well, it gives us, like I said, two. I mean, gives us athleticism and some length, and that's what we need. Tommy, we're changing, some of the things that we have, the pieces that we have, and those are the areas that we were looking to get, and we picked two of them up. A long athletic wing and an athletic big. And definitely, both of them are going to improve the remainder of this year, and then next year, going into next year, they're going to, show that they're going to be able to get even better after a summer of improvement. But we're excited to have them. They're changing. They're changed the way we can potentially play. And like I said, with Chandler, he's really intriguing the way he's athletic wing with some great size. And then Gafford, like I said, a guy that can catch lobs is exciting for Russell and Brad.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. See you guys after.
We'll have Daniel on here in a couple of minutes.
Hey, Daniel, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Was just wondering what these last couple days have been like for you, and if you had any idea that anything was coming on the trade front.
Oh, last couple of days have been, a bit of a grind. Which come to shove, but I mean, I really didn't have any idea that I was going to be traded. He came out of nowhere basically. But I mean, that's the main thing with the NBA today. I mean, you never know when your last day is going to be with a team or whatnot. So I mean, I was prepared for it. I just always stay working, and once I got to Washington, I mean, that's the main thing I did. I got back in the gym and just prepared to get ready to come out tonight. See, hopefully, we come out and we get a win against Detroit tonight.
Ava.
Hey, Daniel, nice to meet you. Just wondering where you feel like you kind of fit in on this team and what you feel like you can bring to the organization.
For sure, a lob threat. I come out and I play with a lot of energy and whatnot. I'm going to be the guy that's, the dominant role guy, come out and set pick and rolls for all our point guards, get everybody open, and just, try to be the spark for the team to basically give everybody the energy that's coming off the bench or the guys that are starting. I always try to, lift guys up. I always try to be motivating, certain things like that. So I just try to come in and just be that one guy to just be a great teammate to everybody else on the floor.
And when you're coming into a team like Washington, that's, fighting for a playoff spot, got a lot of work to do. What does that kind of do from your perspective? Do you feel like it gives you a chance to prove something, give you a chance to really come in and impact straight away?
I just come and I'm ready to work. Just come and have a lot of energy and just come to be that one teammate that everybody is always like, okay, yeah, he's come in and he's ready to play. We're trying to make a playoff push for sure. So, I'm just going to come in and do the things that I have to do to be able to help the team out for that.
Chris Miller.
Hey, Daniel, welcome to town. What was it about the Wizards this season where you've had some of your better games? I mean, was Brad talking to you or something? Like you were dunking and doing some real interesting stuff out there. The first time I played against him this year, I mean, it was just me coming off the bench. I wasn't really, I would say, getting playing time like I thought I was going to be. But, I mean, we had a couple of injuries on the team that put me in a position to where I was able to play. And the guy, coaches and stuff, they told me to just come out and play my game. And so that's what I did. I went out there and I just basically dunked the ball as much as I could. But, I mean, other than that, you know, Brad, he always, you know, you can talk smack. So Brad he's a great player and stuff, and he's always going to do that. So that really gets me going and stuff when somebody talks trash to me.
All right. There was a moment, and I think it was in that first game, might have been in the second one, where you kicked the chair. Did you ever apologize to that chair? And what did that chair do to you that night?
I think they got when I kicked it. I don't think they got when I went over and like dapped the chair up, and I was like, yeah. Or whatnot. But it was just, I was just frustrated because I got in foul trouble early. It was a real good game for me. I felt like, you know, I shot a jumper that game. It was my first jumper I've ever shot in like an NBA game, and I made it. So, I mean, you know, felt like a real good night for me, but it was just like a lot of frustration from off the court that came onto the court, and it kind of like channeled a lot of negative energy that came out of me that night. So, yeah, I apologize to the chair for sure. I'm glad I didn't break it. They probably would have took it out of my chair.
And I saw real quick, you were in the marching band in high school. What instrument did you play?
In marching season, I played the bass drum. I played 3 different variations of the clarinet when I was, you know, in the room with everybody else.
Oh man, appreciate it.
Chase.
Hey, Daniel, welcome to DC. I'm just wondering, what do you think about just the opportunity to get a fresh start, you know, first time in your career where you're changing teams and you can kind of start anew?
I mean, it just really just feels like, you know, how you take a shower and you're relieved after you're about to get ready to lay down and stuff. It's that feeling, you know, you about to wake up into another day and have a better opportunity for another door that's open for you. So my main thing is just to make the best of it and not take it for granted, because I mean, you know, like you said, this is another start for me. And I mean, I just really can't wait for it. I'm really excited. I'm holding in a lot of emotions right now. But other than that, you know, I'm just ready to come play. You know, like you said, it's a new start for me. It's a new open door for my career. I just can't wait to get it started.
And, you know, they've raved about your defense and, you know, the shot blocking numbers are impressive. At this point in your career, what are you trying to do to kind of continue to hone that skill, in particular, your shot blocking?
Just really remain consistent. I mean, you know, I try to have a defensive mindset at first and then offense second, because sometimes defense can lead to offense. So I just try to put as much energy as I can down low for sure. I mean, you know, it's a lot of big guys down there that I have to defend. And at the same time, I'm trying to help guards out too when they're, you know, if they get broken down and they get blown by and guys are attacking the basket and stuff. I got to protect home. That's my main thing. Protecting home is one of the big things for me, and protecting the basket is something that I'm always going to try to do. If I get dunked on, I get dunked on. If I don't, I don't. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to play my ass off on defense.
Neil.
Hey, Daniel, welcome to DC. I play the clarinet too, so that's cool. I saw that you were able to talk to Russ yesterday. I'm curious as what he expressed to you in that, you know, first introductory conversation.
I mean, you know, he was just welcoming me to the team, me and Hutch. You know, because we were both there. We were watching practice. We got introduced to the team and everybody. We got to shake everybody's hand. And he just pulled us to the side and just told us just to be ready. I mean, it's going to be, you know, we're trying to make a playoff push, and having us two on the team now is going to really help us, you know, be able to be in that position to make that run.
Christos.
Hello, Daniel. Hope you are doing well. From Zach LaVine with Chicago Bulls, now we have Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, 2 gifted playmakers as a teammates. How's that feeling for you, and how excited you are to take the ball from them and make some dunks or make some lobs?
I mean, I'm excited. You know, it's always exciting for me because, you know, getting lobs and stuff thrown to me is always like the main thing that really gets me juice and stuff. You know, just like helping my teammate out get open, and then at the same time being rewarded for helping him get open is like a real big thing for me. So I mean, I just can't wait for it.
And the follow-up, what result will make you satisfied at the end of the season with the Wizards?
Say that one more time.
What result will make you satisfied with the Wizards this season?
Oh, I mean, just being, you know, in the position to either have a play-in game or be in the position to be like, you know, solidified in the playoffs for sure. Because I mean, everybody on this team, you know, we have a good team here for Washington, and we all want to, you know, be playing beyond May for sure. You know, so that's our main focus. from what Russ told me yesterday, from like the things that I heard at practice and stuff yesterday and stuff like that, that's just the main focus is trying to make a playoff run, either be in the play-in game or just be in the playoffs in general.
Thank you.
Chris Miller, you have one more, or you good? I'm gonna take it as he's good. All right, appreciate you, Daniel.
All right, thank y'all.
All right, guys, that's it for pregame. We'll see everyone afterwards.